Hey, it's Gavin here. And if you are just starting to use Kartra or you're looking to start using Kartra for your courses and you're curious, can I do completion certificates with Kartra like some of these other platforms offer, like Teachable does? Can my students receive a PDF with a completion certificate? Then this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how a version of that is possible in Kartra and what you're going to need to get that done. So let's jump right into it. So just to remind you, this video is going to be about, can we send completion certificates to our students using Kartra? And firstly, the quick summary of that is, at the moment, Kartra does not allow you to do that in the app, like out of the box. We have to get a bit creative about it. So that's what this video is going to be about. And then my second quickly message is, stick to the end of the video because I got a free gift for you if you're just starting your Kartra journey or you've thinking about using Kartra for your courses and your memberships. What I've got at the end is going to really help you save a lot of time, and it's going to help that journey a lot. So for this, to do completion certificates in Kartra, like the ones you would get with, say, Teachable or Thinkific, it's a PDF that gets emailed to your students. They can download it, they can put it on LinkedIn, put it on Facebook, they can do whatever they want with it. To do that, we're going to need a few things. So we're going to need Zapier, we're going to need Google Sheets, and we're going to need Google Slides. So Zapier is pretty much the only one that you're going to need additional. You're probably going to need to sign up if you don't have an account. I'm not going to teach you how to do that. It's easy. And then almost everyone has a Google account that they can use Slides or Google Sheets on, and that's going to connect with your Zapier. And let me just explain to you what's going to happen. So in Kartra's automations, what you can do is you can set up an automation that says, when a student finishes a certain level in the membership, a certain access level, add a tag. And in Zapier, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be essentially looking out for when someone gets tagged with that one we have for when they finish the level. And then that's going to trigger a few things in Google Sheets and Google Slides. And then that's going to generate our PDF and get that emailed. So just to start off, in Kartra, you're going to be in the My Integrations. You're going to get your Zapier integrated. You just search for Zapier, it'll pop up. If you haven't connected it yet, you'll just have to apply. It should be easy peasy, not a problem. That normally gets done in a day. And then in our Kartra, in our Zapier, I'm just going to show you what that setup looks like. So that's actually just going to be a two-step automation, two-step Zap. And the first one is going to be a lead is assigned a tag in Kartra, and then we're going to add them to a spreadsheet that we create. I'm going to show you how that spreadsheet looks. So in the lead is assigned in Kartra, I'm just going to set up the trigger. It's in the certain category. What is that tag? Cool, they're assigned. And then you see the test data come through. And you've got the name, you've got the name, last name, you've got the first name, and then you've got their email a bit further down. And obviously, we're going to need that to email the person. And in the next step, all we're doing is we're adding those three details to a specific spreadsheet. I've just used my actual email because I want to show you what that email looks like that comes through. But you got your first name, last name, and then your email. And it's connecting to a certain spreadsheet that I'm going to show you. So the question is, how does that tag actually get assigned? So let me click back to Kartra and show you in the automations what that looks like. So we're back in Kartra now. That was My Integrations, connected our Zapier. Now we go to the My Communications and Automations. And this is where if you just click Automation, you say Select, and you say Lead completes a access level. Where is this now? There, completes access level. You say which membership is it? And then you say which level is it? You say add, and it's like, what do you do after that happens? You say assign a tag, and you add on you add those next steps, add the tag, and that tag obviously needs to match up with what we are doing in Zapier. So whatever tag we have created in Kartra, that needs to be the same one that we're selecting in Zapier, and then obviously add in the person to the Google spreadsheet. So the next step over is we are going to be creating something that ultimately looks like this. Let me click over. So ultimately, we're going to be receiving a beautiful completion certificate that looks like this, but it can look however you want because it's designed in Google Slides. You can go crazy with the fields, you can go crazy with the background, the style, etc. This is just a very blank template to work with. So ultimately, that's what we're getting to. So as you can see here, this is my template. You can go wild with this, etc., etc. And what we're going to need is we're going to need a few placeholders. So in my case, I just use hashtag date, double hashtag name, double hashtag. But the Google spreadsheet that gets added to from Zapier looks like this. It's first name, last name, email, and certificate. So this integration is a bit more technical. So I'm sure some of you have already kind of zoned out or clicked off, because what happens is when they get added to this spreadsheet, we are also going to need to use something called Google Apps Script, which is like, it's a bit of coding, but for Google Sheets. So unfortunately, if you're not technical, you're going to probably need to get a bit of help with this. I'll give you the code, but you're going to need to get a bit of help with it. Either someone on your team, or you can reach out to myself, or you can reach out to someone on Upwork or Fiverr. It's not super complicated, but essentially what the code looks like is when a new row is added to Google Sheets, and that's happening from Kartra, all we're doing is we're saying, cool, give me the person's email, give me their first name, give me their last name, and then we are saying from a specific template, which is this template, and we get the ID from here, get me that document, and we're going to fill in those placeholders, and then we send them an email with a body and with the presentation attached. So again, like I said, this is a bit more of a complicated approach, but I wanted to show you what was possible. And then ultimately, it gets sent through and they receive the email. So for example, if I just show you that sample again, test action. Click test action. You're going to see I pop up again in the Google Slides. It takes a couple of seconds, and then a date will get added there. Date gets added, and then very soon afterwards, we're going to see a new email from myself. And there we go, get the email in, and it's got that the date filled out, we've got the name filled out, etc. So again, this is a bit more of a complicated integration, but I just wanted to show you what is possible if the completion certificates are really important for you. And also the reason I showed this approach is because it doesn't require any additional services except for Zapier. There are other programs that let you generate PDFs from documents, but that's you're going to be paying for another service. And we're trying to keep this very minimal because we're already paying for Kartra. We're going to need Zapier anyway. So I wanted to keep that pretty simple in regards to how many integrations we have that we're paying for. So if you found this video useful, it's more just, like I said, a way to show you that's possible. If you found it useful, I would also really suggest grabbing the free guide I have in the comments. And that free guide is basically, it's a lot of questions that I've seen pop up in forums, pop up in discussions with students, with clients around Kartra, and like, can we do this in Kartra? How do I do this in Kartra? So if you're just starting your journey, or you're thinking about using Kartra and you're curious, get that free guide, and it's going to potentially hit some of those questions that you're like thinking, am I able to do this? Can I do this with Kartra, etc., etc. And also what I'd really appreciate is if you haven't signed up yet, in that guide and in the comments is my sign up link for Kartra, which is an affiliate link. So I will get a bit of a kickback if you sign up using that link with Kartra, if you decide it's the right choice for you. And it's no additional cost to you. And I just really appreciate it because it lets me know that you find these videos valuable, lets me know keep creating videos like this. And obviously it gives me, like I said, a bit of a kickback for the time I've put in, and hopefully the benefits you got from these videos. So I hope that was fairly clear to you. There are more moving parts. This is a bit more of a complex thing, and Kartra is developing completion certificates at the moment to be in the system. So one day it's going to be there naturally, but there is no timeline. But I hope you found that beneficial, and chat soon.